Hey everybody, it is John Brown, the Bandana Gamer, coming to you with February 2019 Video Games Monthly Unboxing. Video Games Monthly is a subscription service that allows you to subscribe and get random retro video games. They have packages where they'll send you 3 games a month, 4 games a month, 5 games a month, or 10 games a month. I'm on the 4 package, but they also let you tell them what consoles you have. You can also go on and fill out a list of what games you have so you don't get doubles. And they send awesome boxes to you monthly. Before we get into this box, though, I want to go back in time to a simpler time, really, to January 2019. I got a Video Game Monthlies box for that month, and I did an unboxing video, but chaos ensued. It was dogs and cats living together in sin, and everything fell apart. Just vast things were going on in the background, and I couldn't edit enough stuff out and it make any sense. So what I wanted to go back and do is go through January 2019's box, which I've already opened and looked at, but it's an amazing box, and I just really want to talk about what I got. Now, when you open up a Video Game Monthly box, you're going to first get the card that tells you to go onto your list and update so you don't get doubles. You'll also get a little business card that shows you if you put your pictures of your games on Facebook and tag them to the Video Games Monthly Facebook page, you're entered into a chance to win 3 free games. Now, January 2019's box was really, really awesome because I got the Partners Pack. This is where the owners of the company actually go through and pick out your games. And so I got 4 amazing games, and I had a jaw-dropping game that I will try my best to recreate my facial expressions for. First game out of the gate was Shadow the Hedgehog for the GameCube. Awesome game. Gets a little flack. There are some bugs. It's a 3D Sonic game. But it's a really cool concept, a really cool moment in Sonic's history where they tried to make Sonic even edgier. Well, they tried to make the Sonic universe more edgy with Shadow the Hedgehog. So Shadow has a gun, he's an alien, and he cusses. I mean, my goodness. So, and then we had 2 Nintendo 64 games from Japan. Kirby 64, or Kirby and the Crystal Shards. Awesome game. I've been playing it a little bit, but really cool Kirby game. Kirby's always a really good platformer. Anything out of Nintendo is generally pretty good. And of course, the one that got me the most excited of the Nintendo 64 set, Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64 from Japan. And actually, why this game made me really excited. As I've said before, my Nintendo 64 is my original Nintendo 64. A lot of the systems I've got have been ones I got rebought later. But my Nintendo 64 is my original Nintendo 64. I ordered it out of those ads they used to have in Electronic Gaming Monthly, where you could order a Japanese Nintendo 64. And at that time, the idea of getting something from Japan was just so cool because they got all the video games first. But they had a special where if you ordered the Nintendo 64, the company included Yoshi's Story with it. And while I still have the Nintendo 64, I had lost my copy of Yoshi's Story. I'd either traded it or it just has gotten in a box somewhere in the Twilight Zone. So it's really cool to have Yoshi's Story back. Yoshi games, amazing. Yoshi's Island is one of the best Super Nintendo games. Yoshi's Story continues in that tradition and really starts the bar of really random theming. You know, this one is set in a storybook. Later ones will be set in the Woolly world, and of course the upcoming one is with the crafts and the kind of pop-up motif. So just a really cool game. Now, in this box, the Partners Pack from January, I got a copy of one of my favorite games of all time. My jaw hit the floor when I got this game, when I saw that this game was in my box. It's a Super Nintendo game. Which Super Nintendo and Dreamcast are my 2 favorite systems, so anytime I get something for them, I'm really excited. But it's the original Mega Man X. I didn't actually have a copy of the actual Mega Man X. Of course, I've got the Legacy collections, and I think I have a copy for the Super Famicom, just because Rockman X and Rockman X 2 and 3 are so much cheaper. That was a way to get the set. But Mega Man X, I love the Mega Man games to start off with. Mega Man X, I remember my best friend telling me about, we were hanging out at our neighborhood pool and he came from a birthday party where he'd played it with another friend. And just like that, the fact that you had this armor that you collected and that the bad guys were animals this time just blew our little 4th and 5th grade minds at that time. And so to have an actual copy of the actual cartridge in the collection, in the box, was amazing. I was so giddy. Like, I was so excited to get this one. So that is the January 2019 box, Partners Pack. And like I said, it's an awesome box. But now, let's get into February. I have no idea what is in this box. So let's open it up and find out. Alright, so going with the stuff that's on the top, there's something big and papery. Oh, there's a poster, or is this a copy of the magazine? This is a copy of Old School Gamer magazine. I've run into them. I've checked out like their stuff online. Really cool publication for those of us that are into old school gaming. They had a booth at the Southern Fried Gaming Convention that's down here where I live. Of course, we've got our cards. Put a picture of your games on Facebook. Fill out your set so you don't get doubles. See if there's anything else. I don't think so. Alright. So we're going with the first game. Ooh, first game is sealed. Feels like it's in a jewel case, so I'm thinking maybe PlayStation. Awesome! It is a sealed copy. Ooh, there's some glare because it's in the pipe. Of Chrono Cross, the sequel to Chrono Trigger. Really cool game. Underappreciated, but because it's not as good as Chrono Trigger. And of course, Final Fantasy VII had preceded it, so the bar was set really, really high for Square RPGs on PlayStation at that point. That's really cool, and the fact that it is new and sealed. What people don't know a lot of the time, though, is that if you see the fact that it says Square Enix and not Squaresoft, Square keeps these games in print. They keep this and a couple of the Final Fantasies on PlayStation 1 still in print, and when you open this up, usually the disc will be normal CD colored and not black. I got one of the Final Fantasy sets, and I was really confused, but I did some research, and if you go on Square's website, they have these games still for sale. Amazon still stocks them as well. And so this is where those come from. It's really cool, the fact that Square keeps PlayStation games in print. Okay, so next one. I got a NES game. It's Tetris 2. Awesome. I've never played Tetris 2. I've been playing a lot of Tetris. Actually, earlier today I was playing Tetris on the Game Boy, and I just got Tetris Effect for the PlayStation 4, which is a brilliant game, and actually made me invest further and get a PS. Or it didn't make me. It made me want to invest further and get a PSVR, which I did. So, but anything Tetris. I have the first Tetris on Nintendo, so really glad. Love puzzle games. Love anything with the Tetris. Tetris. Anything. I love anything Tetris. All right. So we got a Nintendo 64 game. I think it's a Japanese one, if I'm feeling the back correctly. I have no idea. I'll have to look this one up. But okay, looks fairly interesting. If you know what game this is, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And this is the last game. DVD case feels like a GameCube case. Ooh, it is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Game is loose. There's not a manual. But even though the game was loose, the game doesn't appear to be badly scratched up or anything. So, but that's one I'm a huge fan of the Final Fantasy series, and I've never played Crystal Chronicles. I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm glad to have it in the set. And Final Fantasy, I'm a huge fan of, so just to have it in the collection is awesome. And I think that is it. That's actually a pretty good box for this month. We have Nintendo 64 game that, like I said, if you know what this game is, please put it in the comments below. Tetris 2 for the original NES. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And of course, sealed copy of Chrono Cross. Well, that is an awesome box. I look forward to playing these games, and I will check you next time. Y'all have a good one. Peace.